Yeah, hi everyone. So as part of this session, we are going to talk about the policy change. In your previous session, you might have done a know how to issue a quote or how to get a policy. So once insured get a policy, right? Until the policy gets expired, in between there can be changes they can expect. For example, the driver can change the address, or the driver can buy another vehicle, or the driver can add one more person in his home to be additional driver. So there are certain changes that we can expect in the policy life cycle. For example, the driver can feel like, okay, my liability limit is very less. I want to increase my liability limit. So for different reasons, um, the insured can ask for some of the changes. But whatever the reason I stated, those are pretty common reasons that done in everywhere. So as part of this video, we are going to see how to initiate a policy change transaction in Policy Center. So Ashish will give a walkthrough on that.
Yes, thank you. So as we have created the auto policy in our last session, I have the same policy with me open. So in order to initiate policy change transactions, we have to go to Actions tab. And from Actions tab, we have a different policy transactions option. We can change the policy, we can cancel, or we can renew the policy by choosing these options. So now I'm clicking on Change Policy option, where we have to select the date. Suppose now the system date, today's date is 4th of December, on which date we have issued the policy. So for policy change, I'm giving say 7th December. Description we can give anything. I will random value. I will see coverage change. As part of this policy change, we will try to see how to change the coverage value. So I'm just giving the description. Then I will click on next. So this is again the basic policy info screen. So on a particular screen, right, where we want to make the changes, till that screen, we can straight away go to next. So as we have said, we will try changing either MIPIP coverage or PA coverage. So for this screen, on this screen, there is no change required, but we can, if you want to change the address, we can do it on this screen. And going next, if you want to add one more driver or make any changes in the driver details, we can make it on this screen. For now, I'm going on next. On reports, there are no changes. Click on next. Okay, on this screen specifically, we can add one more vehicle to our policy, or we can delete the existing. So at the moment there is only one vehicle, so minimum one vehicle should be linked to the policy. That's why this remove vehicle option is inactive. But the moment we add one more vehicle, right, then this option will also become active. And if insured wants to delete any of the vehicle, he can do it. So that again comes under policy change. At the moment we are clicking on next. Okay, so we have come on the PIP coverage screen. So by default, as I mentioned in previous video, right, we had the different coverages options which we can opt for. So by default, this was selected. So if we want to reduce or increase the coverage, we can do that. And as Blessing mentioned, obviously it will come with an additional premium, whatever premium was decided at the time of new business. Changing in any of these details, either driver details, vehicle details, or coverage details, will come with an additional premium. So for now, I am changing this medical limit to 500,000, and then there are no changes required on this screen. And I click on next. Next, there is nothing to be look at because there are no risk issues at the moment on this screen. So click on next. So this is the quote screen. Now we have done the coverage change. We have come till the policy review. Sorry, it was not quote, it was policy review screen. So what changes we have done? We have changed the personal injury protection medical. So if I select this, then we can see the existing policy had 250,000, and then we have selected the coverage as 500,000. So we can review it and then we can go ahead on next code screen. So before that, Blessing, do you want to add anything? We can go.
So just want to add a couple of things here. So
Yeah.
we have given an effective date, right? The policy change effective date. So policy change, for example, the today's date is 12th of 4th of December, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
you can start a policy change with the policy inception date, which is 4th of December, or you can start a policy change effective future date also. So moment you come into the screens, right? How you can change effective date is click actions. Yeah, there is a edit effective date, right? So
Yes.
if you want to change the policy, make the policy change effective date of the policy change after coming into the policy info screen, this is one of the way you can do it. You click the effective date. It will take you back to the primary screen. So here you can change the effective date to future date. Instead of 12/7, you can put it as 12/9. And you can click next. And so this will once again take you back to the policy info screen. So
Yeah.
this is one of the way how you can edit the effective dates in case you missed to do it. Okay. And there are different types of policy change basically. There are out of sequence policy changes, there are preemptive policy changes. So we are not going to cover everything as part of this session. This session is going to be a very straightforward policy change. But I can help you understand what is the out of sequence policy change and what is the preemption policy change. So at this in this specific policy change, right? We have a effective date as 12/9. Let's try to code this and issue the policy change. Once we complete this policy change, I will give an example of out of sequence and preemption.
Okay. Okay. Sure. So I'll click on port and policy review screen. If there is one soft warning that rating factors have been updated, so we not to worry about this warning at the moment. So I click on port again. Okay. Then click on next. So outstanding T docs required to be uploaded for this. So for testing purpose, we can upload the dummy document. So this is one mandatory form, optional documents. You can give this add file. So I have created one sample document in my local, which I have uploaded here. It is taking some time. Okay, document have been uploaded. Now the system came back to code screen. Just click on next and form screen. All the values have been selected. Next. Okay. On payment screen, then we have this option already selected, the payment option. So no need to again add one more payment option, and then we can straight away click on issue policy. Are you sure you want to issue? Okay, so it has given one error that we have to add the remarks. So this is the mandatory thing, before we issue the policy. So we can say text policy change. So how the hard stop is, without which we cannot proceed further. So I have added the remark. Now I click on issue policy. PUW issues that block the issues, PIP and BI documents. Okay, so we can select this on the risk analysis, and we can approve this. Risk approval details. Okay.
Just click approve. It's done.
Yeah, it was done. So now I will go to next, 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 and I will click on issue policy. Okay, so our policy change transaction has been successfully completed. We got this new port number for policy change. So if we click on this account, this is the policy which we had created. If we open this policy and if we go down on the summary screen, here we can see our transaction. So first we had initiated the policy submission, and then we have completed the policy change transaction as well. As I mentioned earlier, there is an additional premium for this policy change transaction, and the comment which we had given, coverage change, is also listed here. So this is the way, the procedure to perform the policy change transaction, which we completed successfully. So before we end this video, Blessing, do you want to add anything?
Yeah. So let me talk about out of sequence. Just scroll
Yes.
down. So in this example, you can able to see the policy change is created with the effective date of 12/9. Okay. So assuming I want to make one more policy change on 12/7. So you can able to see the transaction effective date is 12/9. Let's create one more policy change. Click actions.
Okay.
Change policy. Yeah. Now you can put the effective date as 12/7. Yes. Yeah. Click next. See, this is called as out of sequence transaction. The reason because you already have a bound policy which is on 12/9 and you want to do a one more transaction prior to 12/9, right? So this is called as out of sequence transaction. Click OK. Okay, so what you can able to see, this is out of the box behavior. Your policy change is an out of sequence transaction. There are future transaction at 12/9/2021. Okay, so this is one time of policy change. Is not only for policy change, even for cancellation or any other transactions also, there can be out of sequence transaction. The meaning of out of sequence transaction is any transaction which is bound in a future dated, and after that, if you want to make any changes to the policy prior to that, then it is treated as a out of sequence transaction. Okay. So that's the concept of out of sequence transaction. In the same time, we can also able to see what preemption is. Let's do one more policy change. Go to the policy. Create one more policy change. Yeah. Start with the effective date of 12/10. Okay. Yeah, see, this is called as a preemption. So you click next. Okay, so what it initially it provides a warning message, right? There is already a open policy change because we created a policy change on 12/7, but we have not bound the policy change, right? We just simply created it and leave it open. So let's go to the coverage and change any coverage and bind this policy change.
Yes.
Go to the directly you can go to the PA coverage screen. You click there and select any other cover, any increase any coverage limits.
This is already approved.
Yeah, just quote it. Yeah.
Now I'm issuing the
Add the remarks.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So now let's go to the out of sequence policy change. Okay, which is in draft. Click the transaction number.
So we don't have that one here.
No, pending, which is there is down, right?
Yes.
Yeah, pending one. Yeah, click the transaction number, QT. Yeah. Okay, click next. Discard unsaved change. Yeah, see. So now you can able to see another message. Your policy change was preempted by another policy change. You will need to handle preemption to handle before continuing. So what this meant is, right, there is an open policy change, right? At the same time, we started another policy change and bind the policy, correct? So whatever the policy change that you bind it, right, do we need to make those changes also available as part of this policy change or not? That is the concept of how do we need to preempt it or not? Okay, so these are and this preemption concept, mostly it will happen whenever you do this policy changes to this policy. So the real-time example, right, how you can give is, let's assume I already open a policy change. I add a coverage of I added a new coverage. I left it like that, and then 5 days with the effective date of 5 days later, right, I am opening one more policy change. I am adding another coverage, and I bind the policy change. So now the question comes is, already there is a policy change which is bindable with the new coverage. Do I need to add that new coverage as part of this policy change or not? That's what it is given. So here you have option to handle the preemption. If you click handle preemption, it gives you the option. So do we need to withdraw or do you need to decide? So wait 1 minute. So expand the details or expand the details so you can able to see. So what coverage we added as part of the as part of 1210, right? Is it medical deductible, right? You increased from 10,000 to decrease from 10,000 to 5,000, right?
Yes.
So you have an option in the screen. Do we need to apply this change as part of this policy change, or you want to withdraw this? If you withdraw it, then it will get withdrawn. If you want to apply it, you can apply it. So for now, for this video purpose, we will go with apply all changes and proceed. Okay. So once you apply the changes, then the preemption message will be gone actually. Then there will be only out of sequence transaction. So in a policy change, you also need to understand the regular policy change, the out of sequence transaction, and preemption. So overall, these three, you should be able to handle it.
Yes. Okay. So shall we go ahead and complete this policy change as well? Then we can
I think this is fine. This is going to be like any other policy change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then we can end this video here. Thank you.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you very much.